BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top traders. If you sign up with the link in the description, you get a free $100 when you deposit $100. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi. Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to look at ALGO on request. I've got quite a lot of comments about ALGO, so we'll look at ALGO for what it's worth. Yeah, this is Ethereum, so let's move over to it. Right, so in the short term, this is what's happened. We had this giant consolidation all the way from the peak of the, what was it, the Euros, wasn't it? Talking about, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it hit roughly around 45 cents. Been consolidating ever since in a relatively neat trend line that we can see here. So it wasn't too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, we broke out of that towards an end of an apex. If you consider this the bottoming area, we broke out towards the end of an apex, normally resulting in a fake out. So we got this fake out, and now we're dripping down to the bottom, back down to that rough area of support. So we're talking roughly about 9 cents, give or take, you know, a little bit above, a little bit below, generally around the 9 cent zone. So if we're going to find some kind of bounce on this, maybe in a reversal, but at least a bounce, maybe a bounce back up to the top of this range here, so back up towards 11 cents, that's where it would take place. So that's the short-term vibe. Outside of that, though, nothing much greatly going on over here. So consolidating on momentum, money flow, everything really, without any kind of divergence play on the daily. A little bit going on the 4-hourly, but really not much at all. Very oversold at money flow index, ridiculously low to be fair. This has been beaten up obviously by the SEC, so volume has come out of it to the max, right? To the max. Trading really significantly low, ridiculous, so low. Anyway, you get the point. It's trading low volume, which also means that it wouldn't take much volume for it to pump back up, especially to that 11 cent zone. Again, you know, looking at the volume and the momentum of it now, it's not very convincing. All we've got is this this horizontal down here. Outside of that, if we just focus on the itchy cloud and the moving averages, it's all death crossed looking for movements down. So nothing other than further downside. A bit of a wick. All these coins recently have just received this wick, so this is just literally just now. So this is market driven. Overall, though, right now the crypto markets is appearing to be particularly weak, especially when we've got stocks and gold and indexes. They're all doing really well. Dixie pulling back as well to an area of support, I should add. So the chances are it's going to get that support and bounce up before another consolidation later on down the line. At the moment, I think the consolidation is this current pullback is almost finished. Whether we make a new local high on Dixie is a different story. Looking at the downtrend on the 1-hourly, there is significant bullish divergence that could lead to a move up. Again, a tiny move up towards a 200 simple moving average exponential maybe. Still short of 10 cents. Now, it's not all bad if we zoom out, and again, those of you who have the patience to buy, hold and stake, ALGO is a good choice for that. We've been down in these depths before, and we've actually gone pretty significantly high. Similar to XRP in the way that it runs, actually, these mini cycles, big move up, consolidation, big move up, big move down, big move up, and then obviously bear market. So you'll be looking for this one to actually do that kind of behavior later on down the line within a couple of years. The question is where you're going to buy it from. It seems reasonable enough that this is an okay area. Thinking about the RSI on the weekly here, significantly low with bullish divergence all the way down on this last portion of the consolidation. So that's actually quite good. Money flow index is also very low. So if it did move up over time, over months and months, it would have plenty of room to run before it got particularly overheated. At the moment, yeah, it's actually decent enough to suggest relative bottoming zone on the idea that this is a channel that will be respected once again. And if that's the case, buying it from here, selling it roughly around here, you're still looking at like a 23x or so, and that's if it maintains the channel. It might not get that high, it might go higher. The point of the matter is that we're at the bottom of this channel, historical lows. It's not a scam coin. It's not it's bad blockchain. In fact, it's one of the better ones out there. And so if you're buying into it for a buy, hold, stake, hodl position, then this is actually an all right place, I would say, to start picking it up long term. Short term though, we're at the mercy of the market, and as I've established hopefully in this video, the market should have already moved up by now in this last week. Just this exact week should have gone up with everything else that's gone up. Stocks went up, gold went up, Dixie went down, crypto didn't move at all. So with that, there's an element of skepticism about what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks if and when the Dixie consolidates and all of those other the Dixie moves up and all those other charts like gold and stocks, they consolidate. We are decoupled at the moment, but I think the recoupling could easily come back in the form of a downtrend. So you just got to be more than aware of that. But long term though, buying and holding and staking ALGO, I would expect over a couple of years moving into 2025 that we actually do start to move our way back up again. But at the moment, the scrutiny of the SEC has knocked this one down below like a major support. It's gone lower than I expected it to go during this portion of the cycle. It's not performing like a strong altcoin at all, and so pinch of salt is required when expecting this to actually happen again in such a small space of time. Really, you're looking for a peak to exist around here, so really it needs to get going over this next year. Otherwise, if we don't start to see some serious moves up within the next 6 months, it might be considered a write-off, unfortunately. But like I say, that said, they are not some kind of scam that's arrived on Uniswap or something like that. It's not like that. It's actually a decent blockchain with plenty of utility to it, and so it should, as a blockchain, survive the test of time. Whether the token itself actually increases in value is a different story altogether. But normally you would expect value to be presented on a chart, really, when you're talking about something like Algorand, which does have utility and value to it. Currently, nothing's there, so we'll see how it goes. But again, historical lows doesn't necessarily mean it will rise from this exact level, but I think scraping out lows around here at the mercy of the overall crypto market. Obviously, you've got to remember that the crypto market trends as one for the most part. This one doesn't have a bullish setup, so it'll usually, when you have a situation like that, it's likely just to get hit harder and harder with every pullback, until of course you get some bullish setup that transpires from the shorter term time frames back up to the higher term time frames. Even our 200 simple and exponential moving average up here is like 50 cents. So you could see a significant rally and like a major rejection around there. Anyway, putting it out there, I own quite a lot of this, and I'll be happy to buy more if we do sink back down towards that or lower than this previous support. But there isn't really any redeeming factors on this chart, to be honest. Money flow index on the Bitcoin pair is obviously substantially greater because the volume is tiny. Really, really small, but we still have the same bull div on the RSI, so higher term timeframes do suggest that at some point soon, provided that the crypto market actually starts to look good again, then this will see some serious major big moves, huge moves. In fact, looking at the chart now, if and when the altcoin market picks up, from this level, we're looking at, what's that going to be, a 700% move just up to the major resistance. Maths is off today. 500% move up to the next major resistance, and then a break above there could obviously do a hell of a lot more. Long story short, this requires faith to buy into these lows, but I've followed Algorand for a couple of years now. I do like it, which is why I'm happy to buy into it, and the staking rewards are pretty generous most places. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.